Yeah, so we obviously have a lot of challenges figuring out, how do you teach darkroom photography online? How do you teach ceramics, things where there's very specialized equipment? And what we've been doing is kind of, we went back to our SLOs. I think that's where we all kind of started. And as a department chair, I kind of pushed that out to everybody saying, look at your SLOs, figure out what you've taught, what you haven't taught. And I think for us, we at least found that a lot of what we do during the second half of the semester is kind of refining those skills that we've already built up during the first part of the semester. So that was really useful, I think, for everybody to kind of look at. And if you haven't done that, go back. And I see Brent is excited about SLOs being mentioned. But definitely look at your SLOs and kind of figure out what you've taught, what you need to do. And I think you'll find that you've probably covered more maybe than you think that you have. Second thing we kind of did was make sure that students had their supplies. And that was a matter of, Darren in ceramics giving out clay on the last day and making sure everybody had something to take with them, accessing their lockers and being able to take their art supplies home, and things like that. And so we've also kept it open this week. Students have been kind of dropping in and picking up their again, art supplies as they have needed them. And then, creative ways to teach it. How do you teach darkroom photography? Well, you can't. And that's kind of where I've come down on it. I've taught them how to develop film. I taught them how to print. And so now we're kind of moving to them shooting digital, and whether that's shooting with their phone, shooting with a camera that they have, we're kind of finding solutions. Same for Darren. I think he was somewhat lucky in ceramics that they've already used the wheel, and they were kind of moving into a different phase for the second half. So that wasn't too big of a challenge. You can go to the next slide. The other thing I want to talk about was just keeping in touch with colleagues, and that's been huge for us. Virtual department meetings, and we are just constantly communicating with each other. I was texting with David Koth earlier while I had Slack, Canvas, email, and I can't remember what else all going at the same time. And we were both kind of marveling at how we were just going back and forth. And I think I was talking to him on 3 different platforms at the same time. So that's been it's been good, but challenging as well. And then if you haven't used Slack, I would definitely recommend that for a department because it's a way to kind of unclog your email and put more kind of creative ways. I kind of describe it as a private Twitter feed, or just private Twitter for your department. And I've gotten a lot of great ideas from there. And our colleagues have all been posting different ideas, or if you have a quick question, how do you do something? The department's been really good at responding for all of those types of things. And so then the last thing I wanted to just say is just, taking time away from it, finding outlets, exercising, meditation, reading, just finding a time where you're not thinking about all of this stuff. And then also reminding the students as well, because I get that sense that they're really stressed out. There's a lot going on, and just kind of reminding them, hey, get back to, play video games, get away from it, whatever it is that you're kind of, into. And then I think that'll just kind of refresh them and bring them back. One thing I'm doing is personal choice. I'm not doing any coronavirus assignments. I know that a lot of people are, and I think it's interesting to kind of explore that. But I also feel like that allows my class to be a bit of an escape as well, where they can kind of think about, their photography or other things that they want to do, and not have to maybe think about all the stuff that is going on.